Now, once you're down, take your hands to your feet, really good. Your knees pull down on either side. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And then your hands go to your inner feet or your inner ankles. And now you're in a bound angle. We'll just take a few rocking motions here. Hello. And then we'll take your right ankle to your left thigh and reach your hands through the window. You can add a little rocking motion here. And let's wake up the ankles as well. As everyone comes in, just notice that we're waking up our hips. We're adding some flexibility, a little bit of movement. Now try the other ankle to the other thigh and the hands go through. And you might even rock here. The breath is coming in through your nose. You can point and you can flex. Rocking 5, 4, 3, 2, really good. We're going to touch the hamstrings, just a little bit of one leg down, one leg up. Take a point and a flex. And then take a few circles. And we're going to touch that other hamstring, lengthen the other leg down, and then point and flex. And add some circles each way. Really good. And then we're going to take the feet down on the mat and curl your spine up and down. We'll take 5 of those bridges. Now our back is getting some attention. The hamstrings and the glutes are contracting. The knees are over the ankles. Take 2 more. 1 more. Now we're going to stay up on this next one and add the right leg lifting, and it's going to do leg pulls. So we're waking up that hip really tall and really low. As long as you can keep your hips level, you can really reach through that foot. 4 and 5. Now that foot comes down and take your left leg up, and then flex. Down and point. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Now that foot's going to come down. Take an inhale, lower down, and take your hands to the feet or the ankles for the happy baby for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on the 1, lower the left leg. Now the right leg is up and the hands can frame the hips. Take 5 large circles one way. And you're going to still feel the hamstrings and those muscles around the hips warm up. We're also helping the synovial fluid and the lymph. And we're going to go the other way, so our immunity. So go around the other circles are 5, 4, your ribs are down, you're breathing fully. 2, no tension in the neck or the jaw. Leave that leg up and just point and flex that foot again. It might be a little more flexible now. Leave the toes back and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. Now let that right leg down, slide the left leg up, frame your hips with your arms and draw circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to be going the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can hold on to the leg and you can add point and flex, pour the other leg down, and then hold it here. The toes can pull back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now both legs are going to come up. They're together. Your hands are going to frame the floor, frame the hips. Go 6 corkscrews. Take an inhale to start the corkscrew and an exhale to complete it to about vertical. You can soften the knees to slacken the hamstrings if you need. And 2 more. 1 more. And then hug the legs in for just a moment. Now the feet are going to go back on the floor. Lift your spine up until you can assure your hips are level. You're in bridge. Take the right leg up and point the toes towards the sky. Now drop the hips down. You'll feel the floor on your sacrum, and then lift back up. Single bridge, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to take that foot down and the other legs come up. It's going to be a pointed toe position. Lift up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, hug the legs in. And I'm going to use the hands on the thigh and pump the legs to get a sip. So we're going to come up and then grab a sip. Good job. And let's have a seat that's comfortable for you, meaning it could be, it could be crisscross applesauce. We're just going to touch the rotation. Good. And you're just looking over your shoulder. Gorgeous. Inhale and go open, and then exhale and look over your shoulder. Terrific. Grab another sip if you'd like. We're going to be doing some swans. You can use props or not. If you're using a prop, it could be a forearm a foam roller, or you could do it without. So your hands are going to be in front slightly and wider. With an inhale, come up, and then let your hands help you get higher. And exhale, lower. Now you can lift up as high as you can without your hands, and then add the hands pushing you. And lower. And again, inhale up, press. Good. And now add the legs, they come up, and then your legs lower, and then your torso comes up. Lower the torso and lift your legs, and then lift your torso and press the hands. And again. And if you want to make this a rocking swan, you can. So it would be letting go, catching once, or you could do multiple. I'll show the modified where you just go slow-mo. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Now whenever you are ready, we're going to hold a swan up in the position for 10. Awesome. Yep, wrists are soft. 5, 4, beautiful. 3. Okay, now we're going to sneak a child's pose in. We're not done, but we are going to sneak one in. And the low back gets a stretch. And we'll come to a cat-cow for 5 flexion extensions. Inhale, waking up that back a little bit more before we go down. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, that one feels good. And then we're going to go back down to your belly. Now on the belly, the hands are no longer helping. They can be down beside your hips, palms face the floor, float up. And your toes can be down at first. When you're ready, lift up your toes as well. Even your knees are off the mat. The legs are long. 10. Recover. We're going to do that again. Second option would be your hands are behind your low back. That's up to you. Here we go, up. Recover. You can do it again. Here we go. One more time like this. Up. And recover. Now, the breaststroke is also good for the scapula, the shoulder. And so what you'll do is swim. Try to feel your movement in your scapula. You want to feel the scapula go up, and they go down, all around on the thoracic spine. Good. Make sure it's a pain-free range of motion. It feels good. Back lifts. You can even add a flutter kick with your legs if you'd like. Inhale up. 2. This is all for posture, all for preventing forward head syndrome. Good. And last one, child pose, toes under. Now the toes under cue is a way to stretch the feet. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going back to cat-cow. So you can do the cat-cow that we did earlier, or if you would like to lift up your knees and then do the beast, you choose cat-cow traditional or cat-cow knees up. 4 and 5. Really good. Now we're going to take the right foot up. The left hand goes to that foot or ankle. This is the bow pose in quadruped. Push up for 10. A little higher, Betty. Usually you go, yep. I'm not trying to bully you, but I know you're normal. Your normal is higher. Okay, try the other one. So if I see your baseline and I just notice a difference, I say, oh, okay, I wonder if something's going on or if they just don't know. So you always take that as helpful and text me if there's an injury or something I need to work around. Keep lifting up. And then recover. Good job, guys. Grab a sip. Very good, guys. Take a sip. We'll touch on these planks. So we're doing smaller blocks now. Now on this block, we're going to take, just do a 15 count plank, forward plank, in other words, forearms down. And your toes are under and energize your body here. 15. Good. Belly is pulling up. Knees are strong. Good. Head is in line with, ears in line with your shoulder. Nice job. Turning sideways. Side plank. Now, stay up. We're just going to hold it for 15 at first. Your hip is lifted. Your shoulder blades down the back. You're holding, you feel these muscles here in your obliques. Knees long. Breathe in and exhale, lower. Now we're going to go to the other side. Here we go. All right, so this is shoulder under, and here we go. 15, just static at first. 2, 3, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, terrific. Now we're going to add a variation on each. So go back to the first side plank and add on some mobility for this top arm. So take 3 of these large circles each way. And then 3 of those circles the other way. Now hold the, it looks like half moon, hold the half moon. 5, 4, good stretch. I can feel my shoulders stretching. 3, 2, lower the hip. Now we're heading to the other side, and I think I'm going to have to take this off. So we're going to be doing shoulder circles with the plank, and then do the crescent pose. So go into humongous circles, 3 each way, hitting my aloe. 3, 2. Now you're going to take the, it's like a half moon, but on the side plank, heads back, breathe, inhale, that a girl, lower down, nice job. Grab a sip, perfect, good, way to go, Jean. The front plank variation is one we did the other day. It's called shoulder taps. So all you'll do in a front plank is you'll tap the fingers to the opposite shoulder. If that's not for you, don't do it. But it would be, and you want to stay stable. So once you're here in a plank, you take your left fingers, tap your right shoulder, put that arm back down, you tap your right shoulder. So 10, 5, 6, stay integrated, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, pelvis down. Here's your forearm sphinx, but you can also go into a swan. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now the bow pose here, 1 foot or 2, depending on your flexibility. You can hang on to an ankle or 2. And we'll do 2 sets. Go up. 10, 2, 4, 5, 6. Woo! Lower for just a moment. We're going to do the other foot or both sets, both feet again. So here we go. Up. And lower. Now you can either do child's pose or from here. The challenge is to push up into a down dog. So you'll put your hands here, inhale and exhale, push. Yep, nice, good, Michelle, saw that, good. And hold. Oh, there's some calves, 10. Now you're in a place where you can do the articulations again. We're going to do 5 spinal articulations. Option 1 was cat-cow. Option 2 was knees off the beast. Option 3 is this. Lift up your heels, low back, middle back, upper back, extension, and then tuck the chin, upper back, middle back, lower back, heels drop, lift, lower, middle, upper, and tuck, upper, middle, and lower, and lift, and tuck, and up, and push. Good, so just take your time, do your pace, breathing through the spine. Exhale. Nice, and then take a little breather. Nice job. Grab a sit, perfect. We're going to take 1 spinal lateral flexion, so you can sit any way you want. Take the arm and press it on the opposite knee or on the hand on the floor. So we're sneaking in these stretches that are good for the posture and the spine. There's a saying, you're as young as your spine. So each time we meet, we do 5 different spine stretches at minimum. And then go. The movements are lateral flexion like this, rotation, extension like swans, flexion, and then posture where it's like axial extension. You're just as tall as you can. Awesome. Let's hit back into the forearm plank. Both forearms are going to come down. Now, when you're down, we're going to do a mountain climber, which is alternating knees in for 10. You can do it on your hands or your forearms. I'll show on the forearms. Just know your hips might have to lift a little if you're on the traditional form. So your legs are long. It's kind of like flamingo, but you're moving. So right knee under and then put it back. Left knee under and put it back. Right knee under, put it back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really good. Now we're going to turn to the side. The top hand is going to be as if it's a triangle. The hand or the knuckles are near your head. The exhale is going to lift us up. Let me grab this for a prop. And then we're going to take a rotation. Now take 6 upper body rotations. Your hips should stay square. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to lower that hip. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. Take 6 of that hand to head position, rotation. It's like a triangle with your arm, and then you turn your torso, but your hips stay square. 4, 5, and 6. Now I do want to offer a reverse plank. If you need to do a reverse table instead with the knees bent, you can. If you need to do a bound angle instead, you can. So we're going to hold up here, try 15. This is also for posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and lower. Just take a moment to stretch out your arm, and then we'll go into a balance pose. And then try the other. Really good. Now I'm going to have us do a seated V modified to start, which in Pilates is teaser, in yoga is Navasana. So you're in a modified V, which means your knees are bent. So when you're ready, you can lengthen if you would like. Now hold, 5, 4, good. 3, 2, now let your feet down. Now inhale, and you're going to roll down. And if you need to do bridge instead, you can. We're going to do 3 roll-ups if you would like, or you can do bridges. Up, we're going over the feet, so there's a little hamstring. We're just touching the muscles. Good. Yep, nice. And 2. Inhale. And 3. Nice. Stay down. Full body stretch. And this is going to be a reach like you're on a ladder. You're shifting through your hips. Your one arm gets longer than the other, and then one leg gets longer than the other. Low back. This is really good for the QL. All right. So I'm going to take this mic and move it so I can show you. Let's try have enough room on either side and take, all right, we're going to give it a whirl, Cole. So we're going to go side. I want you to explore. This is your modification would be legless, but if you would like to try from side coming up to banana boat. Now, I know my back's going to be away from you, and you're welcome to do that too, but you can turn around the other way and then come up. Good, and you know the modification could be that you bend the knees. The harder could be that you slow down the arms and you keep the knees long. Good, so give it a whirl. Modification could be double side leg lift. All right, try 4 more of something. So something that you found. 4, log roll. 3, good. And 2 more, so 1 on each. Whatever you do, you're even on the right and the left. And how fun is this? Inhale. And exhale up. Good job. And then have a seat. Thank you, Cole, for sharing that variation. When you discover a new variation, please share it. Lift up. Heart lift, so it's like a little rack pose. It is a rack pose. You're soft on your wrist. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Terrific job. Grab a sip. We're going to do something, a variation. The one that we did earlier is mountain climber, but we're going to do a diagonal mountain climber or flamingo where it's moving for 10 reps. Hands or forearms. Now, I'm just going to get on my hands this time to sort of mix it up, but please do what you need. Just leave your hips up a little if you're on your forearms so you have room. So it'd be opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really good. Nice job. Take a little break. We're going to be doing back into a side plank. Hold here. We'll take a tree as a possibility. So if you're doing tree, you can put a foot up on the inner thigh or on the calf, and you're going to choose and then come up for 10. 2. Good. That hip is getting stronger. I like to do things to get our hips stronger. So if somebody were to fall, there's some bone density there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower your hip. Good. And we're going to go to the other side. All right. Here we go. So 1 foot can be already in the tree, and then you can up. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Really good. Very good. And then we're going to do your choice, 10 push-ups either on the wall. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want you to have some bone density around the wrist in case somebody were to fall. The wrist can't be totally, living in a glass castle. They have to have a little stimulus. So you can do them on the wall, do them on the floor and knees, or you can do them on your toes. So you do them here or here, but just take 10 of something. And if you really just can't do the wrist, go do a forearm plank. That is fine. Or the wall push-ups, usually pretty safe. Integrate the abs. Perfect. All right. Good job. We're going to take a sip and then a stretch for the shoulders. Cow face is a really nice one. I try to do this almost every class, or at least 3 times a week. My experience is if we don't practice this, it's a diminishing skill, quickly diminishing skill set. So the fingers touch, and if you can't, just grab a Dynaband. Now the other. Here we go. Good. See what, if there's a difference in one, you can always change it. Good. Inhale, and then we're going to sneak a little psoas-y stretch in here. So you can, if your knee doesn't like to be down, what you can do is grab something and prop it up so it's like a pillow or a folded mat. The other thing you could do is stand up and do a standing lunge. So I don't want you to feel like you have to hurt your joints. Notice there's a little thoracic extension. Good. And if you don't feel it, Catherine, you can caterpillar your front toes more forward, and then that'll let your back hip be more open. Actually caterpillar them, like toe walk. Yeah, towards, yep, there you go. Now lift up and inhale. And then you're going to switch it. So your other knee, and make sure it's got your padding if you need it. You don't want to hurt to help. And up. Now the breath is also helpful. So the breath goes in your nose and really down low in your diaphragm. Your upper back's getting a thoracic extension. Good. Karen, that looks good. Look at everybody. Good. If you don't feel it, walk your toes more forward. Lengthen your elbows. That's a girl. That was really good. Nice. 5, 4. So there's work, there's intention in all the body. Breathe in. Really good. And then come back. We're going to touch a side hip move so that if anyone were to fall, or even if not, there's some bone density there. So prop up. Now this hip is already it's going to be a little harder. This can be done on the arc too, and it's hard. So lift. Now you're trying to make this work. So we want to, quote, stress it out. So it is stressful, so it has to get more boned. Wolf's Law. 5, 6, and you're trying not to sink. 7, 8, 9. Now 10, this is going to be a toe tap front. Lift up, don't forget to lift. So you're going over an imaginary pumpkin. Good, over, clear the pumpkin. Lift up, you see how I was sinking? Lift up to your ribs. So this should be working. This is for bone density and stability too. So this arm's going to come down. We're going to do the inner thigh. Now, this leg is not working, so really try not to let it help you. It's disengaged. I want you to take that top leg as high as you can and do 10. Now right here, there's a contraction in your oblique. So this is for balance or to complement sagittal plane, which is like running, walking, biking. So balance, really important for inner thighs. Okay, now this leg, go up over an imaginary pumpkin. It may not be as big as the other pumpkin, but go over it. Abs. Let's do one little bonus. Let's do a pulse up very high. So try to go as high as you can and pulse it for 10. There's some inner thigh work. We're going to go to the other side. I'm going to face you. The first hip. And see if you notice a difference in one hip versus the other. So go up. 1, 2, 3. You're trying to build for strength here. 5, you're trying to stay lifted here. 7, 8, 9. Now we did a cow jumping over the moon. So tap front, lift up over an imaginary pumpkin, tap back. I'm slightly toeing down on this top leg. That cue's not as important on the inner thigh, but on this one, that gets that glute medius posterior fibers, which are critical for balance and back function. So this will help with balance too. Good, stay lifted. These are challenging in their own way, aren't they? Feels like your leg's heavy. Yeah, now this leg is going to be disengaged. It does not help anymore. This is so even if you have to like tell it, just relax, just soften. This leg, go up. Now you'll have a little waist contraction right here. And you saw I was going fast on the way down. I want to work it actually up and slow on the way down. So work it up and fight it down. 3, 2. Now pretend there's a pumpkin there and you want to go tap in front and tap behind. So go over the pumpkin so you don't knock the pumpkin over. Go high enough that you're going up. Now your abs, if you put your hand right here, there's a little bit of a pulling in sensation. Now our bonus was to go pretty high, go as high as you can, and then pulse right here. Lift it high without any tension in other places. All right, perfect. Okay, now we're going to take a stretch immediately so that it's strong, but it's also not binding us up. So hands here, and just do a little rock if you'd like. Now, this is your right ankle to left thigh hip opener, also called a figure 4. Reach your hands through. Now, the second part of this is called teapot. So pretend you just fell over. Your foot's now on the floor. You open up that knee, your right arm's out. Teapot. I fell over one time doing the figure 4 stretch and found this stretch serendipitously. And it seems to get really good low back as well. 10. 4. Well, this one's hard to leave, isn't it? It feels so good. I don't want to leave. Okay, take your time. Go to the other side, ankle to thigh. Now reach your hands through. And you can rock or move your ankles. This is a hip opener, figure 4. Yep, nice. 5, 4. There you go. Good, Jean. I like that you couldn't contain yourself. It's too good. You have to go over. So when you're ready, your body says, go over to the figure 4. The teapot. Left arm out. Right hand can push that knee away. And this one does have a lot of right and left. Text me or email me if you do not get what we're doing, or look at me now and I'll cue. But everyone looks good. I just like to add this little extra press. You may not need it, but that little extra thigh press helps open up that hip. Ooh, nice. 10. Breathe now. 9. And I'm pushing the knee away from me. See if that helps. 4. This is so good. Breathe in. Inhale. And then exhale, and then gently come back. Ooh, yeah. And then let's just do a little, call it stir the pot, or just circle your legs and helicopter. Good. We are going to, I'm going to use the hands to, under the thigh, to kind of prop up to an ab crunch and grab a sip. Terrific job, guys. Nice. Terrific. Now, any way that you can get up without using your hands, we're going to get up. We're going to touch our standing balances. So one way you could do it is just crisscross, or get up without any hands. That's the challenge. So you can do it a lot of different ways, but any way you can get up without your hands. And if you have to touch, just count how many hands you had to use. Now we're going to take a balance that's just the basic tree. I just want to touch. Those of you that were in yoga yesterday, we did a tree pose, but I do like to touch the one-legged balances in Pilates. And this is a great predictor. If you cannot hold your balance on the one-legged for a minute, it's a great predictor of falls. So that's why I do so many different balance drills interspersed. I want you to have all the support you can for preventing a fall. Okay, now we're going to bring our hands down before we put our foot down, and then put our foot down. Good. So there's a little dynamic component. Lift and spread your toes. That's another trick. It opens up the feet, and there's a inner thigh stretch, just a little. And I like how some of you are going to the high position. I really like that. Karen, you've really done well since the retreat. Your legs high. You've been really maintaining that. Really good. Okay, now this is a good one for head. So my head could poke forward, but not us. We're going to pull our ear in line with the shoulder. Yeah. So you're practicing that alignment so you don't get forward head. That a girl. That's it. Long knee. Try the right knee long, Catherine, and see if that helps. Yeah. Good. That's okay. That's great. And then it's like if you go down, you just come right back up. Now we're going to try to do this in sections. So the first section is your hands come down, and then your foot comes back. Nice. Now I know each of you have a yoga mat, so we're going to try to use the yoga mat, and it's a balance drill. So what you'll do is lift up. Now if you can, you touch for a second, and you pull it in. Step, little, come up. Now if you can, pull it up. So there's a little momentary balance. Pretend like someone has to take your picture. Whoop! So I just fell over, and there's the wall. And then up. Now you're not going to lean back, but you're able to pull your leg up a little higher. I'm going to turn so I can face you, but use the length of your mat. Yes, notice your tendencies. Does your back try to go backwards? Keep it upright. Does your bottom knee try to bend? So it's a dynamic balance. And good. And lift. Nice. Now the other way is going to be heel to booty. Now you could just do that, or you could try to grab your foot for a second, then lower. Grab your foot and lower. Grab your foot and lower. Grab your foot and lower. Go to the end of your mat or the best you can. A little balance and lower. Nice job. Now, so it's sort of like a moving balance. Now this is 5 circles, dynamic, but you don't move your body's not going to change position. You're not going to be walking down your mat. You're just moving that leg. Now we're only going to do 5 each way. 5, 4, good. You're tall. 3, all these are balances. 2. Now that foot comes down. You're opening. 5. Whoops, that was a little small. Let me get bigger. 4, 3. Yep. 4. One more. Other direction. Go big if you can. Go graceful if you can. There. And you catch it if you mess up like me. Very good. Now this is narrow. 1 foot in front of the other. Arms out. I'm a tightrope walker right now. All 10 toes are face forward. So not turning out, but face forward. Now try 3 rotations. A rotation is both right and left. Whoa. And then switch your feet. Try it. You're on a narrow tightrope, but you're going to feel your body try to balance you. So 3 rotations. Woo! Nice job. Now this one I think is the hardest, blind tree. So I'm going to demonstrate this with my foot very low. That way if you need it, Your foot's right close to very close to the floor. So the blind tree is that you shut your eyes for 10 seconds while you maintain tree. If that's scary and you're not ready for it, just shut your eyelids so much that you can barely see out of the fuzz of your eyelashes. So you're kind of like a fuzzy tree. Okay, when you're ready, do what tree you're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the other. Good. You can just lift your foot. You can put it on your toes, somewhere close to the ground. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That went better. Let's do it one more time because sometimes there is a learning curve. Just see if it goes better. Try 10 on one foot. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Down. And then try the other. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. Want to give us just a set of calves because it's so important for the balance, and you can use a prop if you would like. So I've got this 3-foot foam roller that's nice. We're going to do an up and down heel. So just do 10 first, and then I'm going to change it up. Actually, let me turn. Okay, so fight gravity down, fight it up, so you land softly. Now the toes lift. So I'm lifting up my toes and the bottom of my foot, and then I'm going to lift my heels. So now it's a complete rock. If you've ever seen anyone shuffle, and I know you have, this is something that prevents it. So like if you see someone who, this is the muscle, one of the muscles I need, tibialis anterior. So feel it. When you put your mind on something that you're working, the connection usually is better. So think about the shin, think about the calf, and feel that. In the big toe and even the pinky toe, so all the toes. Now with only one foot, so I am taking, I know I've got black on, but I'm taking one foot kind of out of the way here. Hips are level, go up with only one heel and go tall. So what you're making sure is that you're not just you're not folding at the hip. Good. Knee long. 7. Now you're going to feel, is one different than the other? And then try the other and then just see what's one. And you know, sometimes it could be a long time ago you had an ankle sprain and it still, you know, the body keeps score like that wonderful book. It still remembers. So we're working on tracking it with both. Nice, guys. Okay, we're going to lower that down. And if you can, you're going to come to feet about shoulder-ish. You're going to be doing a squat. If that doesn't serve you, you can do happy baby, or you can put your block underneath your glutes. So you've seen this position. If you've ever seen any documentaries on indigenous people or people, you know, who are living long lives and the elders are down at the creek fishing, they're doing this. So this is really good for our functional fitness. Really good, really good. Yep. Now we're pretty close to the floor, so we're going to go to the floor. Nice job. Grab a sip. Oh, all out of coffee. Time for mushroom tea. And nice job, guys. This last little challenge is going to be a 21 plank, and if you need to modify, you can always go to your knees, or you can rest and then join again. So it's going to be 21 in a row. Keep breathing, and we're going to keep our form. So the first one to start off is a forearm plank. So you're in your facing floor position. Flip over to one side, and that's number 2. Then you're going to go back to the floor facing front plank, 3. Then we're going to open to the other side, 4. Forearm plank, 5. Now open up, 6. Good. It's like you're taking a picture. 7. Open up, 8. Forearm plank, 9. Open up, 10. Forearm plank, 11. Open up, 12. And then 13. Now you may feel your heart rate. 14, just a little bit higher. 15. 16, 17, good, 18, 19, 20. Now we're going to end on 21. 21, rest your hips, push yourself up. Now we're holding this abdominal stretch. This is an abdominal stretch, and it's stretching out the muscles we just worked, and it's helping our posture. Breathe. Your head position looks fabulous, guys. This is also helpful for preventing forward head syndrome. Hold 5, looking great. 3, 2, inhale, and exhale. Now, I'm going to grab a sip, and you can take your choice. It's going to be side plank with a foot back, sort of like a modified Maladrasana. And if you go back, if you want it on your hands, there's that wrist challenge, and you go more towards a back bend, it's called Wild Thing. So Maladrasana or Wild Thing. So you can do a forearm plank, you can put your foot back, you can lift up and kind of go towards the back bend if you want more, towards Wild Thing. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then lower down. Now, other side, and remember, you can do a forearm side plank. You could put your foot back, and then that would be the place. Or you could put your side plank hand, and your left foot goes back a little bit, Maladrasana. And if you keep on going back, and you lift up that back heel, Wild Thing. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower. Now we're going to take a few arm stretches, so sit however is comfortable for you. One is full arm stretch. So you open, you pull the fingers under. So I'm trying to pull them under, and then go back. Make sure the head doesn't poke forward on this. Let me sit like this. I'm actually more neutral when I sit like that. Now flip the hands the other way. Yes. So it's like you have a rope in your hand and you're stretching your shoulders, chest. Let that go for a moment. This is kind of a release. This is going to be prayer pose. Now, at first, we're going to take prayer pose down and see if your hands feel a stretch your forearms. Inhale, fingers. Now, behind you is the option. If that doesn't serve you, stay here. So, Karen, you're welcome to stay where you are in front, and I'm going to put it behind palms together. Lift up, open your shoulders. Yes, feel your shoulders. Good. I like how everyone lifted their chin. I didn't have to cue it. You know, when we're getting into it, we might be thinking, and then you want to go jawline parallel to the floor. 5, 4, good. 3, leave one hand back there. Try a cow face. Now, it may be easier. Grab more fingers if it is. Grab a band if you need it. This is for posture. When you do this, when we're making sure we don't rotate the torso or sink into the arm that's behind us low, so you have ribs over the pelvis and you're not rotated. Breathe really big. Switch it up. Now the other arm's going to go behind you, so this is my harder arm to get behind because it's that dominant right arm. So if you would like to hold it a little longer, you can. That's a great way to do it, Karen, where you kind of help your elbow out with that tricep stretch. All right, lift up the chin, I think a little bit, Catherine. I think just a tiny bit. There you go. Good. That was great. 5, 4, 3, 2. Terrific. And then let that go. A little bit of a shoulder. Now this is out of the arthritis handbook, so just see what it does for you. One finger flat. I have an image of ironing out that finger. So if you look at it, it's flat. Now the second finger's flat. Now the third finger's flat. Notice they're going to start to try to curl. So really flatten them out. Fourth finger's flat. Fifth finger's flat. Now everything's flat. One thumb in, or just the thumb. All right, both first fingers in, but notice if the other ones try to curl and straighten them back out. Really stretch them flat. So that's where I had to work at it. Okay, middle finger in. Now the other fingers tried to come along, but I'm going to try to flatten them out and stretch them down like an iron. All right, now this fourth finger, fifth pinky is flat, and then bring it all in. Nice. And then this one's called biscotti. Stretch out your fingers like they're a pair of scissors. Take 2 fingers from this as the assist. Stretch out the other fingers. So you're abducting, you're like they're doing a split. Your fingers are doing a split. Can you feel it? And actually use one as your tool. So yeah, pick that as your tool. Now your other hand, stretch out 2 fingers away from each other. Put them between, like here's your pincher, and open it up. Open it up. Is that making more sense, Catherine? Yes, you got it. So Jean, I can see you're doing it. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Can you feel that? Good. The other little thing is traction. Just pull long on each. You can even kind of massage it down. I don't have any massage oil on me, but kind of pull it down, and we call this goat milking. So squeeze and pull, lengthen it out, especially if you have a finger kind of heading towards the trigger finger. Stretch it out. Okay, now Liberace, which is just an informal release. Y'all remember Liberace? Yeah, just pretend like you're playing the piano, playing the piano, playing the piano. All right, terrific. Now let's head down for some floor stretches. Grab your foam roller, grab a Pilates ring or a Dynaband, something that helps you hold the hamstring up. Good job, guys. So I'm going to grab a step, but I'm going to use a Dynaband and a foam roller. 2 things, 4, 1. Now the sacral area is going to be on the roller so that I get a psoas stretch on one leg, and one leg is going to be in a hamstring stretch linear. The other leg, try to pour it down and feel your hamstring. If you ever feel like the Dynaband's going to come off your foot, you can double wrap it. So I've got mine double wrapped. Okay, this psoas is relaxing or letting go. That's really important for back. Good, Jean, that looks great. One leg's up in a hamstring stretch. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. That leg goes over. That leg goes over. And just find any place that you need. And then the other foot's going in there and catching. All right, so it's a psoas on the one leg that we just stretched. It's down now, and the other leg's a hamstring stretch. And it should feel like the belly of your muscle and not the knee hurts. The knee's going to go over maybe just a couple inches. Internal rotation also makes that a little bit more intense. And out. So it's like this hip flexor and this inner thigh. Find any angle that you need. Good. And then we're going to take the just doubled psoas stretch. So for me, I have to move the foam roller down a little bit sometimes. So there's no low back compression. It should feel like the top of your hips getting a stretch. Inhale, and then let that go. Now we're going to put our feet up on the wall. So if you would like, your feet are up on the wall, and there's a sacral support underneath, like a foam block, a yoga block, or a foam roller, and your feet are up on the wall. Let your breath come in through your nose. Belly, ribs, heart expand. And then slowly come out of there, the rollers out of the way, and then come up to a seated position. We're going to take a real gentle neck stretch here. So once your shoulders are neutral, just drop the ear to one shoulder. Now, one hand could reach down and one hand can help, but you don't have to. Sometimes just this, if you're feeling tight, is enough. This arm reaching down is really helpful. So tilt a little bit forward like you're smelling a flower on your clavicle. Up. Now you're neutral here and then over. The other hand could help. It doesn't have to. You could reach your arm down. That's a really safe cue right there. Up, there's that stretch. So if you're like me and when it gets cold, you sort of accidentally shrug your shoulders up by your ears, this is a good stretch. So tuck. There's this diagonal stretch. And then right down the middle is chin to chest, elbows touch. You might feel that all the way down between your scapula. And then just gently come back up, kind of release any tension and notice how you feel. We'll let a hand come to the heart and a hand come to the heart. We'll breathe in and really touch base with how it feels to have taken care of the body and the mind and the breathing. And this is more our natural place. So today I'm going to do my best to stay connected to this feeling of wellness. I like it when I feel clear-minded, solid footing, open to creativity. So whenever you're ready, come back into the room, and thank you so much for joining me. Thank you guys so much.